Sue Bird throws bold challenge at Caitlin Clark. As Fever Star's game draws close attention. She knows the league now. That's dangerous. WNBA legend. Sue Bird remarked about Caitlin Clark. Ahead of her sophomore season in the league. Although Clark has been sidelined by injury, her pre-injury form strongly suggests she's already begun to transcend the typical sophomore trajectory. Last season, she topped the assist charts with a Rookie of the Year to go with her All-Star selection. In her 4 games this season, Caitlin Clark has averaged 19.0 points and 9.3 assists per game for the Fever. She announced her return in the season opener with a triple-double against arch-rival Chicago Sky, making an immediate statement. Following her impressive performances. So far, WNBA legend Sue Bird has thrown a challenge at the generational talent. She said on the No Off Season, the Athletic Women's Basketball Show. After being asked if Caitlin Clark will chase down her assist record, these records have no chance. They play way more games. This is where you know. I don't want to get too caught up in the games played because it is what it is. I don't feel that way about it. Bird's career stretched from 2002 to 2022, marking a very successful 20 years in the WNBA, in which she became the all-time WNBA assists leader, the player with the most wins. In a WNBA history with 333 and a 4-time WNBA champion, she also has a record-breaking 13 WNBA All-Star selections and 5 Olympic gold medals. For the majority of her career, she played in a 12-team league without the Commissioner's Cup that had a maximum of 34 regular season games. The number of games a player can play rose to 36 in her last year in the league in 2022. Clark had the chance to play 44 games this season after the addition of the Golden State Valkyries, but she won't complete the quota, as she is missing 4 games. Though her injury, the WNBA is set to expand, as the league has already committed to adding teams in San Francisco, Portland, and Toronto in 2025 and 2026. The league commissioner, Kathy Engelbert, had said she was aiming to be at 16 teams by 2028. So Clark will potentially get to play more than 55 games after 2028. The newer generation of players holds an advantage, and that has always been the case in any sport. As the sport develops, the latter generation leaps over the former. Keeping this in mind, Bird issued a challenge to the 2024 Rookie of the Year. She said, "Records are, meant to be broken. I think I played like 34 games majority of my career. So if these records don't get, they are on the clock. They'd better break those things in like 5 years." Clark is well on her way to challenging every assist record in the book, but doing so within 5 years seems unlikely. So far in her WNBA career, she has averaged 8.5 assists per game and has totaled 374 assists. Assuming a conservative estimate of 40 games per season, that pace would put her at roughly 2,207 assists over the next 5 years, which is more than 1,000 short of Sue Bird's record of 3,234. To reach Bird's mark, in just 5 years, Clark would need to average approximately 14.4 assists per game, a number that is virtually impossible over that span. Still, Bird's 5-year timeline isn't just about crunching numbers. It's a push for Clark to make the most of her prime. In a league that's giving her more games to shine, with better team chemistry at the Fever, and maybe even new rules favoring offense, Clark could get closer than the math suggests. However, if not within 5 years, Clark is clearly on a trajectory to break the record. Not long after, the numbers may not be in her favor just yet, but her vision, pace, and consistency are already setting her apart, and Bird has explained to us as to why. Bird said, "What I think separates her right, on top of all the qualities that most great passers have, is that she has strength. Sometimes she's able to make passes. Not because she sees it, not because she's reading the defense. Yes, those things exist, but that's not why she's able to make the pass." Clark has all the characteristics of an ideal point guard, with exceptional passing ability, elite court vision, and a high basketball IQ. But as Sue Bird pointed out, what truly sets her apart is not just her ability to read the floor, but her capacity to act on what she sees. She has the physical strength to make passes that other players might be able to visualize but simply do not have the power or precision to execute. It is this rare combination of awareness and strength that makes her such a dangerous playmaker. Bird further gave an example of what Clark regularly does in her game, which is very difficult for others. Bird added, she's able to make the pass because she can actually get it there. I think the easiest way to see it is her full court passes. But they happen in the half court too. Sometimes she'll have picked her dribble up somebody,